Nobody they give them, the usual money. So Wike can't fund all these people, but they are going to be the first set of victims whose career, political this and that, dead. So when you begin to see them react this way, it is not just about Wike, it is about some of them too. They don't collect their feeding bottle, carry and give other people. That is what happened. It's not about the people. It's not about the Rivers people. Even though Rivers people are pretty much like the victims in all of this. They are the victims of all this political madness. But some of them too, they've had enough. They've had enough of Wike. If you go back and play some of Wike's videos, where he has dealt with royal fathers, community leaders, religious, this and that. If you are not listening to him, Wike will rubbish you and he will deal with you. There were so many of them, right? They were picked up from different communities simply because they felt like they were supporting the APC or supporting someone else than whoever Wike appointed in that area. Wike was like a little Hitler in Rivers State. If you don't agree with him, you better run away from the state. No joke, you have to run away from Rivers State. There were those who were locked up. Like they just picked them up. Police just picked them up, locked them up. Some of them are just being released after the likes of Fubara started this fight. So it is pretty much like they've had enough of Wike. But for those who have benefited from Wike for 8 years, those people who Wike dealt with, they deserved it. They deserved it. Wike was their savior. Wike was their life. Wike was everything. How can they pay him back with this? So do you get that now? It is mostly about selfishness of everyone. So the Rivers people who have been mostly the victims, siding with Fubara in this instance, it is like choosing between the devil and the deep blue sea. Choose between the devil and the deep blue sea. Which one would you choose? You sabi swim? Yes, we sabi swim. So majority of them are now saying that if Tifnubu if Tifnubu no call with the Wike to order, that is when the entire Nigeria will now feel what this is all about. I'm not making it up. They are the people who have the capacity to shut down the oil production in Nigeria. You go feel them. Yeah, they will shut it down from One to Eleme to Bayelsa and all these places. They will shut everything down. And should be people they steal your crude oil. They're not going to see anything. They have the power to shut down the economy of Nigeria worse than what you are witnessing right now. And they always kind of use that card as a last card. So when Wike and his men took to the streets, not streets, they took over some of the local government areas. Ekwere, Obiakpo, Obio-Akpo, Eleme, another one, Ndoni, so many others. Take a look at what they have been doing since morning to stop the duly elected local government chairman from taking over office in Rivers State today.
I thought you go out on a matter. Bonnie Element local government council secretariat. It's all about the handwork. About the God brought you to disturb the peace of element people. The legacy of Olomate, no accomplishment. This is what they are doing. You want to run, you want to run, don't come again, no, run, run, see element local government council secretariat on fire. Olomate! Olomate, say element local government council secretariat on fire. Element local government on fire. The second secretariat on fire. On fire. Look at what Olomate is doing. Look at what Olomate and his gang is Take your record. Blow the gun. Blow the gun. Come on, come on. Come on.
Gunshot ongoing live here in the local government of Obiakpa Council. Gunshot from the outside. We don't know. There are gunshots so far. There are gunshots. This is happening live in Obiakpa. 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 Wait now. Sure. Wait now. Wait. This is happening live in Obiakpa. This is happening live in Obiakpa. This is the current situation in Obiakpa. This is the current situation in Obiakpa. This is the current situation in Obiakpa. Reporting live on Capital TV. This is the current situation in Obiakpa. In Obiakpa Council, this is the current situation.
Committing arson because you have lost control of structure. You claim to be a peaceful man, but look at what you have done. Organizing boys, your talks to burn government property down. Look at how they burn the whole local government council, element local government. Wike and his boy burn the place down. Yes, Wike send his boy to burn element council down. Look at, because they have lost election, they burn down the whole council. Committed arson. Look at what they have done. Look at what they have done. Burning down the whole council. Look at what they have done. Burning.
See, I am going to bring you more later this evening. This is just a snippet into what they are doing across River State as we speak. So you tell me, how Tifnumbu and his people are going to spin this and then tell you that this is democracy at work and all of that. Somebody said that Fubara sworn in those local government chairman yesterday because he was afraid of where we can say court cases. Court cases, that will no matter anymore. It no fit work anymore. This is just the last kick of a dying horse. And I am so happy that we have social media. The whole world can actually see it like you are watching right now. That is what the contraption is all about. Their politics, when they talk about my structure, your structure, this and that, that's what they're talking about. And that is what this guy wants Peter Obi to assemble people to also fight. You get that now? Like, Peter Obi has to be like a Fubara if he wants to face APC. Have you seen this?
You think leadership is a common case? No. Esther said, if I perish, I perish. Whenever you are in leadership, look at what happened to Donald Trump. In America, where security is everywhere. Yet 2 times now they wanted to kill him. Every profession has its own risk. If you're not willing to take the risk that is attached to any profession, step aside so that people who are given that mind by God will go ahead and serve God in that capacity. If you're an actor and an actress and you say you're not going to hug babes and you're not going to kiss them, step aside. Because that's what the job is. Don't come and say, You're a born-again Christian. That's what the job entails. For a politician, and you can't stand for your people that voted for you. And because you don't want to die, step aside. Because that's what the job entails. Any politician that is not behaving like Simfubara, who will resist and protest when his rights are trampled upon, knowing that our judicial system, knowing that our electoral system have failed us, that any politician who will not stand his ground, no matter the risk to his person, I said I will not speak for that politician again, and I maintain it. And you can see what is happening, because we can't go forward. We calm down. If Simfubara has been saying calm down, do you know where River State would have been? He said he's ready for them. He's fully prepared. The election must go on. The election must hold. Winners must be declared. They will be sworn in. And whatever is going to happen, let it happen. I am looking for leaders who would say nobody will rig my election. And if you rig my election, I will fight. Nigerians, come out and fight. If they kill anybody, let them kill all of us. Oh yes, and thank God I'm seeing it happen. What Fubara did, was he advocating for violence? Was he advocating that the law should be broken? No. He was advocating for his right. That's my opinion. That's my advocacy. We must advocate for our right and stand by it. I did not disqualify anybody. I don't have that right. I said I am not going to speak for anybody going forward except this person meets this criteria. In any case, we have finished 2023 election. It's over. 2027 election has not come. So anybody who is saying betrayal, what am I betraying? There is nothing on ground. When I was a spokesman in 2023, I did my job creditably well, and we convinced Nigerians on what we believe is right. But you can see that in Nigeria, you not only have to have the power to win election, you have to have the power to defend your election. So anybody that does not have that spirit or power to defend the votes in a manner that you would say, whatever happens to me as a person, let it happen. I am not willing to speak any further for the person. So what I just simply said is that going forward, I will no longer be part of this until these fears are addressed. So I did not disqualify anybody. One, I don't have that power. Then two, I am not betraying anybody because I'm still a member of Labour Party. And you can see I'm still fighting that Labour Party should be consolidated because Nigerians are looking for an alternative to these people. That if you want to fight these people who are compulsive thieves and who are the worst amongst us, leading us, according to Senator Ndume, who is part of them, then you have to grow higher and be more aggressive than calm down. That's what I said, and I stand by it. In all honesty, I would have said we don't. But because I'm a student of theology, I would not say so. Because when Elijah thought he was the only person that was worshiping God, God said, no, you're not the only person. There are more than 7,000 persons like you still in that country that have not done anything evil. I know them. So the only thing we have to do in this country, we must not be sentimentally attached to anybody, any politician. We must not be loyal to political parties or politicians. We have to be loyal to the country and to the law. And if any law is unjust, we have to fight the law. If anybody is doing anything illegal, no matter who the person is, we have to fight the person. So in Nigeria, we must create the environment so that those 7,000 that we do not know who are leaders will be able to begin to emerge. If the good ones keep quiet, they will never emerge.
The more you look, the less you see. The more you look, the less you see.
Talk is cheap. And it's easier said than done. I know some of you will agree with him, and say, oh, indeed, if Obi stood his ground, then if he's yeah, and all of that, then no. You can't compare Peter Obi with Fubara. Imagine if Fubara, for example, Fubara was a governorship candidate in Rivers State, and Wike was the governor, right? And Fubara is in Labour Party. Do you think Fubara could stand and say, if you rig my election in Rivers State, then do you think so? He is a governor. It is local government election. So he has the chance to either chicken out or stand his ground. So what did he do? He stand his ground. He stood his ground. Abi? So that comparison is not, it doesn't make any sense. Even though I mean, somehow you might want to agree with him that when the momentum was there, somebody like Peter Obi at the time, when they were trying to change the beavers and turn it off and all of that, if he had just gone straight on the national TV and then said, like, you know what, we are shutting down this country. The election is about to be rigged. People will still answer him. Or Nigerians may not answer him. Whatever that is, we may never know. Okay? But you can't compare Obi and the Fubara in this same scenario. No. When Peter Obi himself was governor, when did they call him Ada Obi? Because of his voice. That's why you need to kind of like go do some background check before you make comparison. Obi, when Obi became their governor in Anambra State, Anambra was like a jackass state. A state controlled by different criminals. Andy Uba, and then the other one. What's that guy's name? Why do I keep missing them together like that? Andy and those two brothers, those criminals. These were powerful people, like backed by Obasanjo, that they kidnapped the sitting governor, Christine Gige, Okija Shatabandu. He was kidnapped from the government house. They put him inside one place. Governor of a state. That's how powerful those guys were. Peter Obi was fighting for his slot in Chris Suba. God bless you. Chris and Andy. People who kidnap state governor, sitting governor, and put him inside one hotel and forced him to resign. Yeah, they make the sitting governor resign. That's how powerful they were. And that was the state that Peter Obi inherited. People of Anambra were calling him Ada Obi because of his voice. This one that is talking like a woman. This one can't be a governor. This one won't last a day. True. After winning his case in court and he became governor, they impeached him about 3 or 4 months later. He went back to the court. God returned. By the time Obi completed his 8 years as governor, those who claim to be powerful people in Anambra State, they were gone. Those who claim to have to control Anambra this, Anambra that, the underworld in Anambra State, they were all gone. Either personally retired, or they left the state totally. That's how they changed him to Okuta. From Ada Obi. Like, this one no get liver. This one won't be governor of Anambra. Hey, this one no get liver. They go deal with this one. When he became governor, the entire House of Assembly in Anambra State was controlled by PDP. The entire local government area the entire local government areas of Anambra State were controlled by PDP. Those guys were in Abuja, controlling everything from Abuja to Anambra. He was the lone ranger. His own deputy, Veji Etiaba, eventually joined them. He was alone. But by the time he was done, when he was finally done as governor, those people never existed anymore. So if Sim Fubara was seen as a gentle person and is unraveling right now, great, fine. Don't ever compare him with Obi, like Abegi. But there are some fights you will fight. There are some positions you have to be in before you can actually fight that fight. You see people that are saying that Nigeria is irredeemable, this and that, like, some powerful people from northern Nigeria, powerful this and that, owners of Nigeria. If they had declared that guy winner of your election, you would have seen the real Peter Obi, true. Go check it out. This is not like trying to paint him good in your eyes. I mean, there's nothing I'm going to say that's going to make him look good in the eyes of those of you who will never see him good. But I'm just talking about things that are verifiable. These are facts that can be verified. So somebody says that you have to stand your ground. You have to stand, talk is cheap. Alaye contested twice to be a House of Rep member in PDP. Eh? They cheated him out of it. He no fight, oh. He no fight. He left PDP to go and join APC. He got to APC, said he wanted to be House of Rep member again. They cheated him again. He became a backer for APC, spokesperson for Bokuwari. He was everywhere defending Bokuwari until a year before 2023. Then he joined the Labour Party and became one of the spokesperson for Obi. Now he's the one. Obi must. We need a leader that can. Shut up, Jamal. Kushidanu. Talk is cheap. You get what I mean? It is very cheap. If that guy, if they mistakenly make that Obi the commander-in-chief of your armed forces, a lot of people would have had a change of heart about that contraption by now. And I'm not trying to make that up. There's a difference between you having that kind of leverage and power, even if it's going to be for some time. People when they tell you, say, you are nothing, you are with this one, this one, if you handle, give him that power and see. Anyway, we leave that as it is. Have you seen the latest or heard the latest from the stable of Very Dark Man? Right. You know what thing is that? Nigerians, una get one thing, and that is una love to manipulate things, especially if something is, we can all agree and say, that place is corrupt. Everybody there is corrupt. Look at all these things. That place is Everybody will agree. But when you begin to mention names, people will begin to kind of slow down. They can say, hey, that's not our problem. Leave that one out of it. Let's talk about this one. That is what brought about the conversation around. I love what Very Dark Man is doing. But all that comment is not necessary. He shouldn't have said all these things he said after playing the audio. He should have just like played the audio and doesn't have to say all those things he's saying about Falana. Baba, now. There is difference between me abusing you. I feel abuse you. I feel curse you. Or kill you. Like this is our brother. Tulubu, I go abuse you.
Since when I born you never seen this kind of abuse before. Tulubu, I must abuse you. Tulubu, number 1, Ogu Okiyopa. Tulubu number 2, Ogu Okiyoma. Tulubu number 3, Ogu Okiyo your children. Tulubu number 4, Ogu go bury all your family. Turubu is a goat, yo. A goat, yo. Turubu is a goat, yo. And Wausa.
So if I now say Falana is a goat, yo. A goat, yo. Falana. If Femi Falana is a goat, yo. A Wausa. I am abusing him. It is called free speech. It is not defamation of character. So Falana self they shop Igbi. So Falana self they shop among man, this man must come out and tell us say no do amo. Can you imagine? So Falana self they do all this thing. That is not defamation. But I love to try to cherry pick. Here you get. Cherry pick. If I say Tifnumbu na thief, is that a defamation of character? Or I'm abusing him? Because he's a thief now. Right. Now, what happened here is this. If somebody make an allegation, allegedly, right, make an allegation against you, if you feel like that allegation against me, for example, if with the way Bobrisky said those things in that audio, mentioned names and time and all that stuff, and then somebody like me now come across that audio, and I'm like, so this fella that people say, oh my God, who will go trust now? Then the next thing, Mayegu, you shouldn't have said that. Mayegu, listen, you should have just played the audio and leave it at that, like that. Okay? We should have leave it like that. For the fact that the way you are saying it, you are saying it as if to say, Falana did this or that. I was like, So what are you going to do to me now? What are you going to do? That's defamation of character, my ego. It's defamation for me reacting to what somebody said. Another person came to confirm me that indeed we had a conversation, but that wasn't what happened. So for me saying, adding my own opinion on it and all of that, it will now make you charge me for defamation. Abba. And that's what I mean by people want to condemn bad behaviors. Everybody hates sort of a corruption until somebody they like or somebody they respect or somebody they love is mentioned. Then they will begin to kind of say, hey, it's not every